Surveyor Chika Okorocha.
Was retrieved. The information I retrieved was that the land is not in government land and others. And the man continued with the transaction, made payment, fenced, and the fence was demolished. And they now gave us a court order that the land has been litigated for over 10 years. So, but I couldn't get that information as a surveyor from the ministry. So that was what led to this research, that we are now pushing for a system that can be managed so that every point on the earth surface, information about that position can be retrieved. And that is just the kernel of this work. So that whatever land that is surveyed, the shape file has to be gazetted so that whatever information the surveyor needs will be retrieved automatically so that our client can be gathered for further development. That is the kernel of the paper. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Allow me to give him his own. Okay. Thank you for the questions. For the soil suitability, this work was just to predict yield. We didn't go into suitability of the soil. And what you raise is a very genuine situation. We will look into it in further. Then for the elevation data, it's the same thing. We just did prediction. We didn't go into the nitty-gritties of how rice is being produced. Thank you. Thank you very much for the question. You know, in research, we take away our biases. The challenge we are having today is the fact that we have a large chunk of unmapped surfaces. And this is an area and a vista we can leverage as surveyors and spatial managers. And that is the essence of this work, that when we tie the challenge of the depletion of our ecosystem in relation to the critical components of the sustainable development goal, this is where we are coming in. And in particular, when we take Obiakpo, like I said, it's irredeemable. You find out that because of the absence of map forest systems, we cannot be able to do anything about it now until we begin to enshrine it in our policy and we'll begin to take up advocacy. Second point is that beyond the forest, we're also dealing with the issue of the inventory of the ecosystem. And this is an area as surveyors or geospatial scientists, we can be able to leverage it and make value out of it. And this is the point we are raising in this work here. And just like my father and mentor have said, I highlighted who needs this job. We are dealing with several multi-layer agencies that we can be able to engage using this relatable information that is tied to the sustainability of the environment. Thank you very much.
My name is Surveyor Bioequity, hydrographer. I'm happy to listen to the presentation by, no, not Chika, the man at Enugu campus, Elijah, especially as involved Maragani, Yola, and so on. My question is, have you factored the relationship between water level and the communities around their area of study? The correlation is very important too. Today is June 25th, and by September, between Yola, when Cameroon flooding starts, what advice are you going to give the government at Yola, at Makodi, at Ida, at Onisha, so that we don't get back to all this IDP and refugees and so on. What time do you tell these people living along this? Because they will come. And when in June 25, what will happen in September? Have you factored it into your study so that the government will be properly advised? This is our problem, not mattresses. You have done your work, but the government, through the Surveyor General of the Federation, should help us so that your research will be recognized. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mine is just a simple comment to commend all the researchers. They have done a thorough job. And I believe that after taking cognizance of all the questions and your adjustment, I want to assure you that the next journal will have your papers there. And it will add to your promotions. And it's not all about money, but I know that what we do here, we get to government for decision making. So for surveyors, wherever you find yourself, we assess ourselves and we ensure that government or the end users use our products. That is why we say surveying is ubiquitous and we are everywhere. And for every meaningful development, we need surveyors. So your papers, your research will not go in vain. Most of you are eligible to become lecturers in our tertiary institutions. We will ensure that you are employed full-time, part-time, as the case may be, and surveying will continue, will not go extinct. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Please, this is the, I hope I have exhausted all the numbers, but if, please.
We thank every one of you. I want to commend the presenters for actually putting this thing together and of course for their presentation and everything. Can we put our hands together for them? We have all done well. I know we can be, we may need to actually refuel. It's time to go to for us. Shall we continue with the second session or we go and eat? Huh? We go and eat. So in the next 20 minutes, you can start the next session. God's willing. Can we put our hands together for ourselves? That's a beautiful one. Then our chairman, the rapporteurs, can we just give them a round of applause too? Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And of course, the Professor Nja has actually made a promise. And of course, you have so many places where you can publish your work, including ATBU Journal of Environment and Journal of Spatial Information Science. Thank you very much. Announcement. Fellows and council rep, there's a place where we are going to eat here. Others should go to the other place where we had yesterday. Thank you very much.
Well done. Yeah. Thank you.
Somebody said information somewhere. Who is going to inform us? Who wanted to inform us?
Well done.
Yeah.
Where are fellows going to eat? Oh, Prof. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Only there.
My young lady.
Yes, sir.
From Unilag. Have you been employed? What are you, where are you working? In
to look at the situation where we can ensure our members. It's not just enough to ask as for my payments to NIS. What does NIS do for our members? Insurance has become very important. Within the period of this campaign alone, we have lost 3 to 4 members based on constitutional announcements on our various platforms. I believe that we, NIS, through the payments we make, can separate a little sum, what like we do in my home state, Igbo, as premium, with 18,000 naira paid annually on every practice of every.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, our candidates for the presentation. I want to thank you for your cooperation thus far. It's time to pose question to our who will be financials. And the next few minutes, I have questions for any of these 4 candidates that I will take them off the podium of the examination. Questions? 1 here. Question for them. 2, 3, 4. Who's number 5? We have got 5 minutes. 6, 7. Number 1. Number 1. Please, somebody help us. Don't be quiet. Don't be mad. So that we can save some time. So that we can save some time.
Distinguished fellows, colleagues.
Those are big numbers. Please, can we get closer to the podium so that we can save some time? Please, if you are given a number to come and ask for the God bless you.
My name is Surveyor Emmanuel Chimezie Mwachukwu. My question is directed to Surveyor Emeka Lambi Ezigbo. Surveyor Ezigbo. But my name is Surveyor Emmanuel Chimezie Mwachukwu. My question is directed to Surveyor Emeka Lambi. In one of his campaign promises he made online, he made mention of creating a platform where surveyors will pay less during AGM. I want him to explain to us how he's going to achieve that. Thank you.
Paying less for AGM. Thank you. The next person. Please, straight to the question.
Hello, please.
Hello. Identify yourself and go straight to the question, please.
My name is Sovio Sondia from Bauchi. My question goes to the Financial Secretary. In fact, the stories we have been hearing is the old stories that we are still bringing forward. And I feel so much worried about what is happening in the financial aspect, where your money is not be traced. How do you intended solving that problem? Because the issues of bringing soft court may not be able to solve that problem. What another alternative are we want to develop so that we will not come here and begin to say, have you paid this, have you paid for this and that?
Thank you. Please note the questions if they are directed to you.
I'm Sovio Princess Adeshola Olayinka Musadejo. My question goes to the people vying for post of Financial Secretary. One such is she has come as change agent of change, accountability, and also innovation. So the question is for the 2 of them, and it is just similar question to the last person. But mine is that how do you really want to juxtapose, as in to put side by side, the accounts from the NIS secretarial itself and the office of as an executive, as financial secretary, because the problem is keep on occurring every year as well, that we are seeing different things are being released, different accounts are being released from the secretariat and the financial secretary. So they will say you are still holding here.
Thank you.
And
the question is noted. Thank you.
So thank you.
Abdullah.
Yeah, good evening, sirs. Ismail Alabisi Ogudiji, MNSC. My question is to one of the financial secretary aspirants that talked about insurance. I just want to ask how he's going to achieve that without usurping the power of executives.
Thank you. I think we are through. Then come out, please. We ask you to come out so that we can save time. This is the first batch.
Yeah, Chairman, I'm Surveyor Victor Okwoma from Imo State. I'm directing my question to Surveyor Zibo. In one of your campaign strategies, you said you bring innovation to NIS, national, if you're elected. And you talked about NIS creating a microfinance bank. How do you intend to drive this innovation? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Can we give them the mic to respond? Thank you. Starting from.
Great surveyors. All right, because of brevity of time, permit me to attend to the questions straight on. The first question is, how do I intend to drive this paying less for AGMs that I have used in my campaigns? And I want to say that it is not just possible, it is very, very easy. By God's grace, on a personal level, I have been involved with planning of conferences over time. What I think we have not done as an institution is to be strategic with our planning. We have partners, banks, people we do businesses with. I believe that if we talk to our banks prior to our AGMs and say to them, last year we posted transactions to the tune of 405 million by the national. That's at a Edo AGM. And we say to these banks, please, can you take care of producing bags for us? And they cost it, and they see possibly it is nothing to them. They will put it and rather put their logo at the back of the bag. That way, that load is taken off the national. They can say, okay, we will feed all those who attend this program, provided they have accounts with our banks. They will put their stand there. As you come, you open account with them, you eat free food, courtesy of NIS. So like I said, it's just about being more strategic and going into corporate partnerships. So let's not just host AGM like that. Let's look for people who have been offering value over time and call them to participate in the programs that we do. Thank you. Number two.
Make it snappy, please. Make it snappy.
Number 2 and 3 questions look alike. They're asking that there's always been an issue when you say you have paid and the national says you have not paid. The model of automating our payments will solve the problem. Okay. This issue has always arisen because of manual approach. We make entries. Tomorrow you say it was an error, you correct it. But when we create this online platform, which will be tagged to our already existing website, we are not creating a new site. What it means is that what you are receiving at your own end is exactly what we receive at our own end. There is no manipulation of data.
Okay.
So you can see real time what is happening to your account. You don't need to wait for the quarter or the AGM to know your status.
Thank you, thank you. Can we pass the panel to the next?
Somebody also asked about insurance, that I have talked about the need for insurance and how can I achieve this without usurping the power of the executive. What is most important is knowing who is at the head. And Surveyor Chief PCS is somebody I have worked closely with, even at the zonal level, Eastern Surveyors Forum. And I know that he likes something that is good and positive when he finds it. And there is no way he will hear that surveyors are going and their families are crying and not be interested in this insurance of a thing. Like I said, we are not test running. This is not experimental. We have tried it in Imo State and it is working. When members go down, every surveyor in Imo State practicing is assured of a sum of 3 million to the family. The national can beef it up to 5 million for a very little premium in the neighborhood of 20-25 million. I'm not in the insurance industry, but I can tell you it cannot exceed that. So when we do that, that will be fine. And finally, the issue of okay.
I think that response is good for us. Please. Where we are going is far. Where we are going is far, please. Please. From 3 responses out of 4, you can take your decision about him. Thank you. The next candidate, please.
Thank you. Talking about my sister that had something about the innovation that even going from the records, even for payment, comparing. From my campaign campaign, I said that there should be an NIS wallet. While everybody carries, just like your purse, everybody carries it. Every payment you make goes into it and it reflects. And immediately you can actually print out your receipt. Both ends can actually access what you have done on your account. So we believe that moving from the part of analog to digital, it needs a lot of mop-up. We have to mop up everything we have at hand before going digital. And it will take a little bit of time. But I'm assuring you, even coming up, even as a financial secretary, everything will be put in place and we have a seamless transaction. Thank you.
Thank you. No question to the auditor? None to the treasurer? Thank you. We are saving time. So please, we'll take your leave. We'll go to the next batch. For the office of the Publicity Secretary, we call upon Surveyor Okafor O. Pamela. Okafor O. Pamela. Where is she? Okay. The next is Surveyor Oyejola T. Adeleye, member of the institution. The post of Assistant Secretary, Surveyor Dr. Ajay U. Emmanuel, MNIs. Excuse. Don't jump the chair. And for the post of Secretary General, Surveyor Adegoke A. Sunday, Fellow of the institution. Surveyor Odunewu Folakemi Abisola, and Surveyor Ogili Christian, member of the institution. Surveyor Ogili. We'll start with the office of the Publicity Secretary, and we're starting with Surveyor Mrs. Okafor. You have the podium, 3 minutes for each of us to speak.
Good evening, respected fellows, senior colleagues and colleagues. My name is Surveyor Mrs. Onyinye Okafor, vying for the post of Publicity Secretary. Now I want to begin by the questions have been asked severally. Who is a Publicity Secretary and who is a PRO? And then I answer. Publicity Secretary does the work of disseminating information, keeping our members up to date internally. And then for PRO means communicating what happens in the institution externally. And that is what I represent. And when I say this is what I represent, both the Publicity Secretary and PRO, what do I have in mind? Strategic planning, strategic branding, media digital visibility. And when I talk about media digital, hold on. What will happen to NIS if we partner with the big media houses? And I ask, will it be bad for NIS to have a YouTube that will be monetized? When we have a program, we tell people outside to please view, and when you view, you make money for NIS. What of our Facebook account. We have Facebooks, we are not utilizing it. All we are talking about is what we are doing inside. Why don't we do something that will project us outside? Is it bad for NIS to have a program on our rights? Call lawyers, call estate valuers, quantity surveyors, and when they finish, they post it on their own platform. We post on our own, the lawyers will do in their own. And by then, everybody knows what we are doing. And when I talk about branding, we need to know our root, where we started. Let me tell you, surveyors that graduate surveyors that just graduated, some don't even know our origin. I have someone who came and doesn't know what T2 is. Does it mean that our profession is going into extinction? We need to know where we were before we know where we are going to, and that is what I bring to the table.
One more minute.
If you vote for me, the publicity you see during the campaigns will be a tip of the iceberg compared to where NIS will be. Thank you.
Surveyor Jola, you have the podium.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Distinguished fellows, and highly respected member of Nigerian Student Associations. My name is Surveyor Taiwo Idola, and I'm standing before you to seek your vote, to vote for me as the next publicity secretary. I have aura, I have personality to be a publicity secretary. And one of my major focus is to rebrand NIS. Aaron Lambo FNIS has done tremendously well. I want to build on what he has done. And rebranding is not about slogan, it's not about logos. Rebranding is about reshaping our image, revitalizing our voice, and redefining our content within the stakeholder. I want to assure you that information will be properly disseminated. And one of the core things that we are going to do is we are going to establish a mobile app for surveyors. That proper information will be channeled to the proper corners and everybody will be reached accordingly. Brethren, my fellow surveyor, I don't need to belabor you with so much talk. You know I have the capacity. I've been there before. I've done it. My record is speaking for me. Vote for me as your next public secretary and you will never regret it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for breaking the rules. Well, our past presidents, fellows in the house, esteemed and sagacious members of the institution, we can do better than this. Please, I beg of you. Please, let's calm it. Okay? You can? I want to believe we will play by the rules. If there are excesses, there are subtle ways of taking care of the excesses. Please, I beg of you. Let's take on the next candidate. Thank you. Stop clapping.
Let me please rest on the well-established protocol. I am Surveyor Dr. Ajay Ukame Emmanuel. I am from the River State branch of the Nigerian Institute of Surveyors. I have a PhD in surveying and geoinformatics with specialization in remote sensing. Today, I am here in manifestation of a prophecy given by Surveyor Atilola FNIS. He told me years ago that young surveyors are the heirs of inheritance of the dividends of this profession, and we are the future leaders of tomorrow. Sir, I am here, and that prophecy is about coming to manifestation. I am here presenting myself as a noble candidate for the position of the Assistant Secretary General of the institution. I have served the institution in several capacities. I have once served as the National Secretary of Survey Students in Nigeria. I was the Foundation Secretary of YSN Nigeria. I have served as Secretary of NIS River State Branch for 2 tenures. I have served as Secretary of South Surveyors Forum. Over these years, I have prepared myself, my CV, my personality to serve as Assistant Secretary of NIS National. My duties are specified in Section 6, Section 7 of the NIS Constitution. That specifies that the Assistant Secretary shall take minutes of meeting, Executive Council meeting, and of ad hoc committee meeting. That I shall ensure smooth and orderly preparation of AGM. That I shall assist the Secretary General in ensuring the effective running of the Secretariat. That I also shall keep inventory of properties of the institution. I will not be able to count on all this, but I want to count on 2 specific ones. Our AGM will not remain the same. I volunteered myself as the captain of NIS football team, and I delivered. We shall do more of sports. We shall do more of games. We shall have places where we can relax and exercise our rights as individuals. I want to believe that coming forward, we are going to have NIS AGM that will suit the test of time. Going back to my duty as to how to coordinate the Secretariat, our records need to be synchronized. There are people that have died and are still in our records. There are people that are in other states and are still in other states' records. We shall ensure that we synchronize the records of the Secretariat to ensure that financial record and administrative record correspond. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we are improving. For the position of Secretary General, I call on Surveyor Adegoke Sunday. Fellow, you have 3 minutes to address the House.
Yeah, thank you, the Chairman of the Electoral Committee, distinguished past presidents, fellows of the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors, esteemed members, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Surveyor Prince Abiodun Sunday Adegoke, a fellow of the institution. I have served at various capacities in Lagos and at the national. I started as the Assistant Secretary in Lagos, rose to become the Secretary for 4 years, and now serving for the 4th year as the Council Representative of Lagos. My work speaks for me. I don't make noise, I don't shout. It's the work that I do that makes the noise. And that is what you are going to enjoy when you elect me as your Secretary General. The register of members shall be revealed, and it shall be published annually. This has not been done in a very long while. This will be done, and I will do it. Not only that, our records will be put straight, and the coordination of our secretariat will be well coordinated. Our staff are major stakeholders in this enterprise. I'll ensure training and retraining of our staff for effectiveness and appreciation of the automation that is coming up in our secretariat. Because without automation, the groaning year in, year out will continue. And management of our system is not rocket science. But why are we growing every year?
1 more minute.
So I want to assure you that if you elect me, you will see a difference in our management system. We will digitize. We will use the IT and use our young surveyors even to achieving this. Tomorrow, go to the poll, vote for Adegoke Abiodun Sunday. Less talk, more action. Better by miles. Better is possible. Thank you.
Sophia Mrs. Odrewu Folakemi.
Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, past president, fellows, and other members well seated. Please permit me to stand on the already established protocol. My name is Sovio Mrs. Folakemi Abisola Odrewu. 2 years ago, I was on this podium and I sought to be elected as your Assistant Secretary General. I'm happy I'm back here again for your support and for the love that you have been showing me. Thank you once again. Having been in the secretariat for the past 2 years, I want to tell you a few things that we have been able to achieve. As the Assistant Secretary General, the inventory of the NIS is currently digitized. All the minutes of the meeting, of the executive meetings, both the ones held online and offline, are available to be handed over as part of my handover documents to the incoming Assistant Secretary General. I have also been involved in managing the PC1. We've had some issues with the PC1, but to the glory of God, we have been able to seek the audience governor through some of our respected past presidents. At the moment, we have a 30% rebate approved by the governor of Lagos State. I was able to set up meetings for the president to see the commissioner and the permanent secretary. These are some of the things that we have been able to achieve. Now going forward, I have looked at the secretariat and have identified 4 core issues. I'm aware that I have just 2 years, and the fact is that there is no time. So first and foremost, in the first 2 weeks of resumption, in this campaign, I have been communicating with people via different means, and I have seen that there are some means that we have not been exploring, because one of my core strengths is I'm a great communicator, and as your Assistant Secretary General, trust me, I'm going to be communicating with you. You are going to be getting reports, you are going to be getting information. What you need to do as per every time, you will get it. First and foremost, we are going to be exploring other means of communicating to our members. In the first 2 weeks, I'm going to release a Google form. Everybody, fill in your email, your WhatsApp and phone number, and all other means of reaching you. In the first 1 month, we are going to set up a portal in synchronization with the finance team. You are going to report your payment. Any payment method, use it. We will report it and we will update your account. Thirdly, I'm going to be recommending early AGM registration processes. This is my second time as AGM NOC Secretary, and I'm going to be proposing delivering AGM conference materials to the state. You are not going to come here to pick your bags. For example, in Lagos State, where I come from, we bought the bags from Lagos. Why do we need to bring it to Enugu for Lagos to come and pick it again? Any state that has more than 100 bags, we will send your bags and your tags to your state, provided we start early. We are going to get sponsorships. At the last Olumide Memorial Lecture, in working in conjunction with the VPR, I got sponsorship. We are working on sponsorship. Our AGM processes will start on time. We will get sponsors and...
Hello.
Thank you.
Do I have your permission to call the next candidate? Do I have your permission to call the next candidate? So I call on Sovio Ogili, Christian, to man the podium. You have 3 minutes, please. Audience, please.
Thank you, the Electoral Committee, past president of the institution, fellows, and members. I've come again. I have come again. This is Sovio Christian Ogili, popularly known as Ogili CC. Yes, I come with just 3 things to talk about. 1, maturity. 2, experience. And 3, capacity. Yes, these 3 things are attributes that I have that will make me perform well as the next Secretary General of this great institution. Because I'm matured, I've gone through so many things, I've seen it all. Yes, I've seen it all. Then talk of experience. I've served in State Branch as Secretary General for 2 tenures. I've served as the Assistant Secretary General of this great institution for 2 tenures under 2 different administrations. And the records are there. Before I came on board as the Assistant Secretary General, the inventory, the major role of Assistant Secretary General was the inventory. I made sure I established a template that is guiding the taking of the inventory of the institution. Moving on to the next level as the Secretary General, I bring capacity. The capacity that I have is that what we call internal control mechanisms in the office to ensure that all the data, all the records that we have are kept in digital format. Digitalization is my second name because where I've served, I've ensured we digitize so many things like records. We have been crying every time we cry of our names when records come up. When register of members come up, we'll be crying. My name is there or my name is not there. Even names of dead ones are there and nothing. I've come to take charge of that with a good and robust internal control mechanism and establish a standard operating procedure for offices. Vote Ogili CC as the next Secretary General. There will be a turnaround at the Secretariat so that the records will not be here and there without a good keeping. I'll be responsive to all of you. I'll be loyal to the institution, to the elders, and to members. Thank you. Vote Ogili CC as the next Secretary General for a turnaround at the Secretariat. Thank you.
The candidates, we appreciate you for your presentations. It's time to throw questions, clarify issues from them. Before we start to pick, how many questions do we agree upon? 4, 5, 5? 4? Okay, 1. You pick 1. Come out, please. 2? 3? Just 3. Four. From here, that person at the back, 5. Come out. Okay, we'll make you the 6th person. Please, the first person.
Thank you. My name is Dapo Ajiboye. My question goes to the secretary. Secretary at the engine room of any organizations. Can you explain to us what do I mean by the engine room of an organization? Thank you.
Good evening.
Please.
My name is...
Let's hear the next question.
My name is Akikumi Jonathan Abiodun, MNIS. My question goes to the contestants of publicity secretary. Each one of you are mentioning recapping and reshaping. From your state, how far have you gone about recapping and reshaping of ethical practice? Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Savio Rollins, and my question go to the lady vying for the post of secretary. And you said that you make out a modality for states to get their bags earlier so that they will not carry extra bags coming or possibly going back to their state. And you inserted a clause and you said that states that have more than 100 persons registered for the AGM, their bags will be sent to them. Don't you feel that it will create a system of people being treated specially and others who do not have a lower number of registered personnel being treated with disdain? Thank you.
The next one. Yes, sir. I'm Savio Ismail Olabisi Ogudeji from Osun State. My first question goes to the publicity secretary aspirants. I find it dismayed that as we speak, the NIS do not have what I can say optimally working website. Our website as we speak is domain in .net, and it's better we move to where we can have a wider space where we can be seen and we can have an international visibility. I want to ask two of you, how do you want to ensure that we have a visible website? That's number one question. Number two question is to Savio Mrs. Odoewu. You had a very brilliant manifesto. However, I want to ask this question. You promised us that if elected into the office of Secretary General, you ensure that we get information, let me put it, in our fingertips, so to say. But I want to ask you, you have been an assistant secretary for 2 good years. How have you helped your Secretary General to ensure that this is done in the last 2 years? Thank you.
The last question. I think this is the last question here.
Good evening. My name is
Make it snap, yeah.
My name is Savio Omotunde Fatai. My question go to the candidate for the position of Secretary General.
Yes.
What is the difference between Secretary General and...
Thank you. Pass it.
Thank you. My questions goes to the...
Let's listen to this question, please.
Candidate that are going for the publicity secretary. You have talked about the media collaborations. And I believe, for the little experience I have in the ESCO, collaboration with any body, especially the media, is about money. What are you trying to do in sourcing the money to see that all these intention that you wanted to do as publicity, you have the source to get the money for the collaboration with the media? Thank you.
Thank you. Let's react to the questions in this order.
Okay. Once again, good evening. Let me take the question serially. How far have you gone for ethical practice in publicity? You know, I've been the publicity secretary 2 times of the Women in Surveying, the publicity secretary of NIS Imo State. And then when you talk about publicity and ethics, in my time as the publicity secretary of Imo State, I was able to do a widespread newspaper publication that got the listening of the DSS director, that got the listening of the wife of the deputy governor. And that is the reason why in my state branch today, I want to tell you that fraudster, plan forgers, those that are doing fraudulent acts in survey are on the run, because it was my innovation. It's verifiable. You can ask anybody. So that is for ethical practice. I'm going to hype who we are and I'm going to make you go to prison once you forge. That is what the visibility, we are not to be taken for granted. If you forge our plan, you forge our seal, you go to prison, and they know we are serious. That's one. Then for our website, it's not in optimal use. For it to be in optimal use, I have to collaborate with the Secretary General. And once I collaborate with her, every information coming out from the Secretariat goes straight. Why are other people visible? Why is the website of JAM, website of MBA very visible? There's always a running, people are always clicking on it. But after the AGM, nothing goes on. We should be publicizing what we do, our engagements. That is what will keep the website running. So informations from the executive to member and to the public, I will collaborate with the executives, and it goes online. It's not just for the publicity secretary alone. And then for media collaboration, my VP, sir, I have been waiting for this question, but I didn't know it was going to come today. May I tell you that as the sitting Rotary president, in my installation, I got the ears of Vanguard, the ears of Punch, and Rotary. If you are a Rotarian, you know we don't pay for anything. It is our collaboration, tit for tat. And now, yes, we can do this for you, you will do this for us. That is what publicity is all about. We must not pay money for everything, for goodness sake. So in my time as Rotary and as the sitting president, every Rotary information goes to media publicity for free.
Thank you.
Because we have something to offer, and I believe the NIS has something to offer.
Round up, please.
Thank you very much. Well, the first question is about rebranding or recapping. And rebranding we are talking of, it's basically the top question falls under rebranding as well. So I'm going to answer the first and the last question together. Now, rebranding is all about enhancing our visibility. It is the narrative that shapes the reality. The way we present ourselves, that's the way they will take us for. What we need to do is just to ensure that we engage the proper media. There was an incident that happened in my local sorry, sir. Okay, sir. There's a particular incident that happened in my local station, and it was a phone-in program, and a particular broadcaster was just maligning and castigating Surveyor, and he was sending a very bad signal to the public. And immediately I got in touch with the organizer of the program and the director of the radio station, and immediately they retracted the story. I believe that if we are able to address the issue promptly, the rumor will not be spread around. So basically, the rebranding, online media presence, reaching out to people appropriately, telling them what we have in stock. Surveying has passed certain stages. We need to position ourselves for better thing, for people to see the exact thing that we are all about. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Please, the secretaries, starting from Surveyor Adegoke. There are questions that are directed to you generally.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. We have the question, explain the meaning of the engine room. The Secretary General is the engine room of the institution because it oversees the operations of the Secretariat. So when we talk about the engine room, is the Secretary General because everything revolves around the Secretary General. Every aspect, that means the other officers, relate back to the Secretary General. And so, as the Secretary General operating in that capacity, it can be termed as the engine room of the organization, in our case, the institution, Nigeria Institution of Surveyors. So, the engine room simply means the rallying point for all other organs and arms of the organization. And that is person needs strength to be able to manage that, to be able to coordinate properly. You need strength, you need maturity, and you need management skill to be able to do that. Then the other question talks about the difference between the secretary. What's the difference between Secretary General and General Secretary? The General Secretary in any organization is the reporting officer, the final reporting officer, is the CEO, on which desk every other thing stands. Why we have why is the Secretary General is the secretary? Because he has someone who is on the top, who is the reporting officer, is the one who is assisting in the management of that organization, day-to-day operations of that organization. Is not the final boss. Is not the final boss. So he's the secretary. So why is general? Because there are so many organs of that organization. And as I will relate it
Please
to the
round up.
engine room, where you have that, because it's the rallying point, is referred to as the general secretary. Reporting.
On that.
Thank you, sir.
The next person.
Okay, thank you, sir. The first question, engine room, it's a figure of speech. It simply means that the Secretary General drives all the operations of the institution. So the engine there signifies that it's a figure of speech. Now, states to get their bags. Now, why I put the figure at 100? Please let me answer. It's because of cost effectiveness. The unit cost to send a bag per state decreases by the number of bags. I have put the number at 100 based on my personal experience. It can always be adjusted, but definitely more bags are cheaper to send than less bags. And secondly, worthy of note is that lesser bags are easier to deal with at the distribution center. Having said that, somebody asked if I have been assisting the Secretary General. I make bold to tell you that all communications, both internally, externally, are drafted from the ASG to the SG to the President. That has been our own means of running our secretariat. Now, what I mean by other means of communication, yes, we have other means, but at the moment, the secretariat is updating our database. We have some members that their phone numbers are no longer valid. Their email addresses are faulty. And what I mean by exploring other means is that we are in a digital age. We can use WhatsApp to reach our members. We can use emails. Within the first 2 weeks, I will release a Google form. Everybody, if you know you have a valid email address, you have a WhatsApp-enabled number, you will fill the Google form. Everything we are sending to you, you will get it on your phone. All of us have emails. I sent campaign messages by email, and I discovered that only 50% response was what I got. That means our email addresses are faulty. A lot bounced back because the email addresses were wrong. We are going to start. That is what we call the low-hanging fruits. We are going to start from there. We will get to you no matter where you are. We will reach you as long as there is GSM network where you are. Thank you.
Thank you once again. The questions, we had 2 questions for a general question. What is engine room? As the Secretary General, we know we work with machine. We drive our cars, and without an engine, the machine will not work. The Secretary General is the administrative head of an institution. Everything that is all records, he's the Secretary General is in charge of all records at the Secretariat. He recommends everything to the Chief Executive. He is the one, the Secretary General is the one that is responsible to interaction with members. So that's why he drives, the Secretary General drives an organization. That is why it is called an engine room. Then, the issue of Secretary General and General Secretary. General Secretary is the CEO. He's the Chief Executive Officer of an institution, while the Secretary General is the administrative head that takes charge of all the recording and running of an institution and is answerable to a head. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We cannot take all the questions because of our time. So please bear with us. If you are not called at one session, you may be called at another session. Please bear with us. On this note, I want to say congratulations and thank you. You are free to go. Past presidents here present us. The executive member of the institution.
Guidelines. We've divided into 10. So number one. Number one. Can we all read number one together, please? Thank you very much. All right. Check your name and note your serial number. The voter list is already posted on the social media, and I want to believe every one of us have seen that. This evening, by God's grace, we're going to paste the hard copy at the entrance of this hall, at least a little bit away from the entrance. So those that do not have WhatsApp can also have access to the hard copy. What's number two? Just the heading. Just the heading. Number two. One to go. Orderly queen. So, thank you. We're going to have two queues. One for fellows and one for the members. And we don't want the kind of rowdiness we had 2 years ago. So we have three entrances that we are going to make use of. Entrances, thank you, sir. Three entrances we're going to make use of into this hall. Fellows, we make use of one, and members, we make use of two. So number three is a sitting and movement. After the manifesto tonight, we will be here along with the adult staff to arrange at this hall. The sitting will be on this side, while the voting will be on that side. Once you come in, you go and sit next to the last person on the seat, and you know, as the movement proceed, you move to the next seat that is close to you. Number four, required identification. We have announced that we're going to allow only 3 identity cards: the national voters card, international national ID, whether the NIS slip or the digital version or the card, anything related to the national ID card, not voters card, please. Then driver's license, that's number 2, and then the third one is international passports. Number 5 is the accreditation process. Once it is your turn to be accredited, and once you get to the front of the officers, state your ID. It's not that you can't use your name, but stating your name will waste time, you know, searching for that name. But once you state your ID, you already divided those accreditation sheets into categories, 1 to 500, 500 to what have you, and so on and so forth. So state your ID, they confirm your name, you show them your ID card, and then you'll be handed a voter slip. You'll be handed a voter slip. And that will take me to number 7, which is your login and voting. So the voter slip contains your voter ID, which is 6 digits, and they are written in blue color. The voter's key, which is the password, is 4 digits and it's red color. They are concealed, so you need to carefully remove the pin so that you can reveal the credentials they're going to use to log in. Now, once you have been accredited, you sign. Once you have been given your voter slip, you sign, and the slip has a serial number. Make sure that the officer that is here writes down the serial number. We normally use that for auditing. So in case somebody wants to query the integrity of the election, so the serial number will be noted. Number 8, submit your votes. Now, once you get to the laptops, we are using laptops and they have our power backups. We're going to have some of our IT guys that will be there to assist, not in voting, assist in technical issues. If you have any of our headers that couldn't see the laptop very well by the virtue of age, please, you can call the attention of any of the electoral committee so as to guide you on how to do that. Don't ask the guys or the ladies at the assisting with a technical issue to assist you to vote. Just inform the any of the electoral member. Now, on this number 7, let me cut just a minute. Now, if you look at the screen, have the list of the contestants. So what you are going to see tomorrow, starting by 9 a.m., is going to be like this. The contestants with various positions. Select those options. Don't click on the picture. If you click on the picture, scroll again, abstain. You can proceed, please. Next. Okay, slow down. Next. Slow down. Next. Next. Those are the positions that we have on the electronic ballot. Where you are selecting the candidate.
That will run for just a few seconds. We will entertain a few questions about the procedure, sir.
Here's a simple guide to help you vote without stress.
Please, let's listen to this. It's just a few seconds. I'm coming, sir. I'm coming.
Welcome to the 2025 election of the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors taking place in Enugu number. You'll need that for accreditation. Next, make sure you bring a valid means of identification. This could be your driver's.
Yes, sir. 1, 2.
Head over to the voting.
Okay, 2, 3, 5. Sir. Please note.
The electoral committee is doing a good job, and we should cooperate with them. Okay. My name is Olushola Atilola. I have a simple remark.
Thank you very much. And still remains of your Sunday Abba from Bauchi. Please, you know that there are so many lists that were released that those people that are eligible to vote will continue to come. Now that you discover that somebody has paid and the mistake is from there and it has not been, the name was not in the list. And the candidate is eligible to vote and has been given the letter to present to the chairman. Will that letter be considered so that that will be eligible to vote tomorrow?
The question is not there, sir. The question is, we have having questions.
Number 3. Number 3.
I want to ask, why is the National Voters Card eligible identification format?
Noted. Number 4. Is that number 4, sir?
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Sobio Shehu Karada Mohammed from NS Chairman Bauchi. I just want to ask a question.
Chairman, is that all? Number 5.
The sign red no is for no in my view, and abstain means don't touch.
The promise. I'm just concerned on the issue of the place of abstain or no, because I witnessed an election where somebody contested against himself and lost. So the number of no was greater than yes, and the person lost against himself. Look at it. Thank you.
I have 2 questions. Number 1, for the
audience, please.
Election, be a lot of standing before we come into seat. You have told us that there are 2 entrances, one for the fellows and the other for the, okay, 3. Now, do you also have any entrance for the elders who are over 70? Some of them are over 80 who are here. That's the next question. Do you have any first aid box during the election? First aid. First aid.
Let's thank you for the questions. It shows that one, we followed the presentation. At least that gives us an idea that we are there together. I will not be casualty. Wait. I'm praying a branch of NIS, and there has been an arrangement made for us well-being on this AGM. The committee cannot again now be budgeting or taking money for the issue of access. There are not just 2 access. There are 3 accesses, entrances. We want the fellows to come in through here, through this place. Their seats will be here. We want our members to come in through this. It is part of my civic responsibility. If I see an 80-year-old person going, to give him space, allow him to leave, to go in peace. That is the normal standard. You cannot have age grade entrances here and there. You that ask the question, if you see somebody more elderly than you and is on the queue, assist him, assist her, give him chance, let him go first. This photo will be over about 7 hours period, from 9 to 4 p.m. It does not mean that all of us will come at the same time. That it is not a thing that we rush into for whatever reasons. For whatever reasons, please. On the issue of identification, there may be 10 the means of identification accepted for this election, and they are globally things that are around us and are close to us. Not all of us vote in a national election, but all of us have our NIN, we drive, and we have an international passport. Those three are the ones that are admissible for this election, except this house says otherwise, which is more than. Yeah. The payments of our dues are part of our obligation to NIS. Hello, sirs. Hello, mass. And we ought to do it as our when due. Granted, we had issues that led to suspense account and this and this and this. And those one called final. What this committee worked upon to generate a voters list already published and that we pasted here tomorrow. Look, this is not an analog voting. You can't be saying you pay now, this is receipt, and you allow you to vote. It is like waving to a plane that has taken off. Those ones we have to wait for the next cycle of election. Thank you. Okay, the issue of abstinence. Give him make the observation, please. Let him make the observation, please.
Please, your explanation you are explaining to, I don't think that is the right thing. Because I have paid before, not that I just went, I paid over 2 months ago. And they have been complaining that they have not gotten the distance. And you are saying that you
okay.
I am not clear what happens if somebody does not score a simple majority. And he is the only...
Out for me, please.
The chairman and the house.
Yes.
And the house.
Yes, please. Please.
You just explained something to us now. You said abstinence means no. That's wrong. Choosing to put it, you
clarify unopposed candidates.
Hello? Hello? Where you derive your powers?
Wait. Yes, please. Audience, please. You want us to remove it? You should go ahead. Thank you. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Great surveyors. I know that all the people that are running for offices were given ample time to make up their mind, to express their interests, and they have given us their manifestos this night. If somebody had gone through that process and in those positions there were no additional names that came up to compete, well, if all the positions were uncontestable, we will not be here. We will not be here. But since they were, and some of them were not, we should give the privilege of those who were returned unopposed. That is their luck. Because that is what they wished. It's not possible. Great surveyors.
Thank you. We'll upon the next batch. And that's the office of the first president, academic and professional issues. Okay. Okay, you have called the name. So, Professor Onja Gertrude, you are here already. You are welcome. For the post of Vice President International, Surveyor Adelakun Shadrach, a fellow of the institution. Surveyor Mrs. Fakorede F. Helen, fellow of the institution. Him first, hello. We will allow each of these candidates to speak to us for 5 minutes, and thereafter we interact with them through our question and answers. Five minutes. Thank you.
The president, our eminent past presidents, fellows of the institution, members, great surveyors. I am Surveyor Professor Gertrude Nanja. I am very sure that I am a familiar person. I have come to thank my region, the Southeast region, for putting me on academic. You cannot be here. True or false? So it is academic that drives. So I have so much in stock for this profession. Enough of our talking to ourselves. With my experience with government, I will bring in new innovations that every surveyor will be proud of being a surveyor. And for our past presidents and the elderly ones, I want to assure you that we take fun when we start writing our ask. There's always this problem to say that those in the academia should not practice. And in my office, my university, I told the panel, some of them forget that there's a clause there in our constitution. I already started my work. I have told us that our journals will be such that will be published here and there, and those in the academia will make it. Nigeria has a population of over 200 million, and we don't have up to
1 million surveyors, dead and alive. So the cost is clear and on board. My ESCO, please permit me to say that you all are in safe hands with this ESCO that is coming in. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Shadrach, the contestant for...
The president of the institution, past presidents here present, fellows and members of the institution. I am Shadrach Adelayo Adelakun. There's always a need to assess issues and to find out what problems are. I've identified some problems which I believe we need to solve together to do further. And I will start from the YSN, or the African Regional Network. Thank you. In my campaign, I've already said about nurturing, mentoring, and we have the students and we have the young practitioners. Unless we nurture them well, we mentor them well, we also need to empower them well so that they can use their potentials. And this is why I say that when a young surveyor is coming in system, where in this state we think of how you empower them better than what they used to be when they are in school. Thank you. I also want to tell you that our MCPD have identified the fact that we are not the same. And in each state, there's need for what we call need assessment. We will base MCPD on need assessment. Fortunately, the last MCPD was on to make sure that we employ new frontiers. We will go further to make sure that what we need really in our MCPD is what we give back to you, in line with the FIG standard. Well, as a matter of fact, I have been a committee of Olumingin new things. And those things are that we don't have to die before we are celebrated. We have our past presidents here. We know our icons in our states. We know how we bring in to Olumide Memorial Lecture so that we celebrate the living, not only the dead. It is important we celebrate these people. Thank you for that. Well, on FIG, well, my church. But on FIG, and sit in Nigeria, we have other cartographic organizations where we can key in as a corporate body, as an individual, that we can key in and attend conferences.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
One more minute, sir.
Thank you, sir.
The next candidate, please.
The chairman of the electoral committee, the president of NIS, our past president here present, great surveyors. It is with every sense of responsibility, humility, and desire to further serve our institution that I stands before you this evening to offer myself to further serve you in the capacity of the Vice President International. First of all, let me appreciate you. In the past 7 weeks, I have told you about myself, about what I have done before, about my journey of service into our institution in the last 14 years. Starting from 1985, when I was elected the Vice President of National Association of Nigerian Students, survey students at the Ondo State Polytechnic, Owo. So I will not bore you with all this evening. My mandate is very clear, and it is in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution of Nigeria Institution of Surveyors, and it is in fourfold. 1, to enhance and improve the global image of Nigeria Institution of Surveyors. Thank you very much. Nigerians cannot be giants of Africa for nothing. We have to be heard globally. And I had the experience. I started attending FIG in 2009. I was present in Israel, Eilat, when Nigeria was granted the hosting rights. Our then past president was the vice president international. I was present. From Israel up to Ghana in 2024. So it is not a new thing for me to represent you. Thank you very much. 2, under the Constitution of Nigeria Institution of Surveyors, our team YSN is under the purview of the Vice President International. I will ensure and support the team YSN members. On the shoulder of our youth lies the future of this profession. So if we don't support them, we are not helping the profession. In 3 months in office, within 3 months, I will ensure that a foundation is set up called YSN Foundation. Thank you very much. This foundation will enable us to make available grants for scholarship for our teaming YSN members. Not only scholarship, there are other things that are available on the international level for our teaming YSN members. I'm going to support them in all their activities. I've done this before in my state. The YSN coordinator, the YSN chair of my state is today the national chair. Not just like that, because he got the needed support from me. 3, elevating the Olumide Memorial Lecture. Olumide Memorial Lecture should not just be an annual event. It should be an event to showcase Nigeria to the world, to let Nigeria know what capacity we have as surveyors. I will ensure this. Number 4, to re-energize our MCPD program nationwide. Our MCPD should not be a certificate-oriented program alone. It should be skill-oriented. We shouldn't. So we should not look at it that way. What is it giving back to us? What our teeny young surveyors, they need this skill more than the certificate. I will ensure we reorganize our MCPD to give the necessary skill. Dear surveyors, your vote is your voice. Your vote for Fakorede is a vote for global expectation.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you for your presentations. Audience, please. It's time for us to interact with our candidates, to ask questions. One from here. Questions? Questions? 3, 4. From here. 5, 6. Let's stop it there, please, for the sake of time. We have 6 already, Abi. Number 1.
Please, audience, can we have audience? Mr. Chairman, President of the institution.
Please Please make it snappy, make it snappy, make it snappy. 1 minute for a question.
Respected fellows of the institution.
Go to the question, please.
My question goes to the candidate for Vice President, Academic and Professional Matters. Because as a professional, I'm more concerned, I'm very concerned about the level of malpractice we are encountering. I want to ask, do you have a strategic plan that will help us to curtail the level of malpractice in our profession, in the states where surveying are being practiced? It's a question I want to.
Thank you.
I want you to help.
Yeah.
As you take over that office.
Okay.
Please, thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Number 2. Your name and the question, please. Use the assistant protocol, please.
Yeah, my name is Surveyor Emmanuel Nwachukwu from Imo State. I have 2 questions, one for
Make it snappy.
Fakorade FNIS and for Surveyor Shedrack. Surveyor Fakorade, this question is for you. During the campaign period, there was a trending information allegedly that you supported a bill in your state during the time you were the NIS chairman, that non-indigenous should not contest any position in your state. Please, I want you to explain to us the true position about it. Surveyor Shedrack FNIS, during the campaign period also, there was a trading information that you don't have an international passport. I want you to tell us that is it when you are elected as a VP International that you will have your international passport? And secondly, you made us to understand that it is not only in FIG and CASO that surveyors can go for international conferences. I want you to tell us and name the conferences you have attended internationally for you to gain the experience to enable us believe in you that that is what you are going to do.
Number 3. Number 3.
All protocols observed.
Thank you. Make it snap.
My questions goes to Surveyor Mrs. Fakorede. Question number 1. We understand that you are a woman of high integrity when it comes to financial matters. Now that monkeys, rats are carrying money in Nigeria, and this union, our institution, has now abundance in safety for our building, how are you going to be able to help the management coming in to make sure that this money does not disappear? Number 2, we understand you are highly futuristic, and you have promised that you will gather a lot of things abroad to bring it to be echoed to this our union. Tell us, even if it is 1 or 2, how you are going to achieve this.
Thank you.
Then number 3.
Please. Let's moderate to 2. Give the mic to another person, please. That's okay. The night is already here.
Surveyor Motunde is my name, sir. My question goes to Surveyor Fakorede and the second contestant. You say you empower the YSN. How are you going to do it?
Okay, thank you. 7th. No, not you. 7th, not you. Make it. Okay, sorry, fellow. Give the fellow, please. Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
for giving me this opportunity. My question goes to Vice President, Professional and Academics. It pains me so much that oftentimes there are researches on so many issues, but most of them are gathering dust in most of our university and polytechnic. And I feel so unhappy. But with the creation of this office, Professional and Academics, I think I want the Vice President, you are already there by the grace of God, I want you to please tell us how you will relate your research to industry. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. My name is Adegbite Adeyeye. I want to direct my questions to the two contestants for the post of Vice President International. Vice President International, you make mention of equipping the YSN member. Please, I know vividly that you have been the NIS chairman of your state in the past. In what way have you equipped the NIS, the YSN in your state during your tenure in terms of skills, innovation, and technology? Because without any...
Thank you. Let's hear the response of our candidates to these questions. Starting from Professor Nja.
Thank you very much. The question...
Please, before you continue, attempt to do it in 2 minutes maximum. 2 minutes, two minutes, please.
The question about malpractice and how to curtail it. I think there are two ways. It starts from the individual. Because I was often told by one of my lecturers that if you wash a pig, you comb a pig, it remains a pig. So as professionals, you must set yourself and what you were taught. On the other hand, we have come to realize that our curriculum as it is with NUC, the ethics of the profession, like survey rules and regulation, does not start in an early age. Rather than bring it from the 200 level or 300 level, so that they will start practicing and knowing what the ethics are, they never had it. But with my intervention, with the accreditation that came to my university, NUC have recognized that and they approved it, that our ethics should be in your 300 level. So I believe if the SSCE, that's the State Second Committee on Ethics, will up their game, this malpractice will also be checked. On the other hand, about research gathering dust. You know, when it comes to academics, we are bridging gaps. But we know that most of what we do is what government should use to inform decision making. So with me in that office, I'm going to bridge that gap between government and the profession and ensure that our thesis, our research is being brought to a point where surveyors will make money. Thank you.
Hand over the mic to Surveyor Adelapu to respond to questions directed at you, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Great surveyors. Great. This is my international passport. Hello, surveyors. Audience, please. This afternoon, hello, surveyors. Before we came here, this afternoon, I sent some flyers into my campaign page. And in that flyer, if you have seen it in any of our platforms, you will see my photograph, even with past President Oyebola in Malaysia. You will see my photograph, even with Surveyor Akintola, the former Surveyor General of Osun State in Sofia, Bulgaria. I have attended alone. I have attended courses in Wageningen University, Netherlands, where I say that even when you want to diversify, you go to that university, they give you things free of charge, pay you in dollars when you go there.
Can you round up? Thank you.
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Great surveyors, great Nigerian surveyors. Please, I want to plead with the Electoral Committee Chairman to grant me additional minutes.
Not possible, it's not possible. 2 minutes. Not possible, 2 minutes. There are other things we want to do.
I have 4 questions here, and I will turn to the first one.
2 minutes.
Which is the most important one? The issue that happened during the twilight of my administration in Ondo State. In every leadership journey, we have a downtime. And I actually had a downtime. But your ability as a leader to travel during this hard time is what they call a leader. In Ondo State, there are no crises but misunderstanding between 2 brothers. I am not a divider. I did not sign any letter, but because I was the chairman, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. But at the end of the day, an election was held in Ondo State. The national was on ground to observe the election, and we had 92% attendance. Today, there is peace in Ondo State. There is no division in Ondo State. What I have, how am I going to manage the finances? Hello, my surveyors. How will I manage the finances? Having taken leadership roles from being the national coordinator of women in surveying 2010 to 2012, our records are there.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. Thank you, ma. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is there any problem? Okay. Contestants, you are welcome. You can go and back to your seat. We get to the office of Vice President National. Vice President National. So I call upon Surveyor Kabiru, MM, Fellow, and Nigerian Institute of Surveyors. Surveyor Mahmoud Bashir, Fellow, Nigerian Institute of Surveyors, and Surveyor Shehu Haruna, Fellow, Nigerian Institute of Surveyors. In that order, please. In that order, please. Please, 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 I come to you again to plead. I come again to plead, please. Let's lower this noise, please. Please, we are almost through. This place is hot. Let's do it seamlessly and go out of this place. Please, 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 please. The first person there, Surveyor Kabiru. The first. Mahmoud second, and Shehu the third. You are the first. Go, 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 go. On the floor, Surveyor Kabiru.
Great Nigerian surveyors. Great Nigerian surveyors. I am Surveyor Mohammed Mankabir, FNIS, and the Vice President candidate national. I was one time the Registrar of Surveyors Council of Nigeria, and in the state NIS, I served as Katsina State Chairman. I was also a member of the National Electoral Committee, member of the National Strategy Committee, member of the Education Committee, member of so many, like 5 or 6 committees in the NIS. I've really worked hard to serve the NIS. I wish to sincerely apologize to many of our members and the branches for my inability to go and meet you directly. It's not out of disrespect, but out of the fact that we have to respect the provision of the Electoral Act. I've been as it is, over more than 20 years, I've worked hard to reach out and work with all of you. I can recall for most of the young surveyors who have sat examinations from 2017 to 2023, there has been tremendous increase in the number and membership of our surveyors because we made it possible. We made the environment possible and conducive for you to sit and pass for your examinations. Our 2020 Gazette has brought food to majority of surveyors in Nigeria, particularly in Lagos State. Once elected, we are going to enforce this Gazette to the letter. All these are past, but definitely how do we anticipate the future? One of the functions of the Vice President National is to coordinate the AGM. Unfortunately, I can give example of now as we are. Are we happy the way we are? Are we happy? Everybody is waiting. The environment is not conducive. God forbid, I'm not a fatalist, but anything that can happen here, the amount of losses to surveyors that's going to happen might be great. We pray it will not happen, but then we have to take precaution. Therefore, in the near future, you are going to have an AGM which is inclusive, prosperous, and very conducive to your need. Also, one of the problems of our AGM is the NIS has been collecting a lot of money, 80,000 and above. But then, during this hard time, that money is not even enough to have a conducive NIS. We have had some associations who collect 500 to 700,000 million naira just to hold the AGM from government, from corporate companies. How many surveyors do we have that are working in oil companies? How many surveyors do we have that are working in construction companies? What is the contribution of those construction companies? So what I'm looking for is how do we have an AGM that enables members to pay more, to pay less and enjoy more. That enables NIS to collect money from those people who are benefiting from our profession in order to fund the NIS. Also, one of the issues... 1 more minute. Okay, thank you so much. One of the issues is increasing the membership, particularly for our women. The issue of gender responsive NIS is no longer there. For 90 plus years, we have never had a female NIS president. We must work hard to change that. Also, we are looking for the issues of how do we manage, survey, people management. How do we make it inclusive and easy to do? So these are the kinds of things that we intend to bring in order for the NIS to have more money and to be able to assure that they give you better services. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
The next candidate, Mahmoud, you have the podium. Mr. President, past presidents, distinguished fellows, my dear colleagues, a very good evening to all of you. I am Savio Bashir Mahmoud, a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Saviors and a member of the National Institute. All my life, I worked as a government worker. I rose to become the director of Savio Mapping in 2014. One of the things I did when I became director, they were doing employment. I was asked to, every staff, every director was asked to bring one name for employment. I told the then EAs, my department needs more than a name. By the time I came director, we were only 69, including myself. So after a lot of argument, he asked me to go and bring my list. I came back to the department, asked one of the young guys that was just, he finished the surveying, they were roaming because we are a survey department. I asked him to go and compile the names of all his colleagues and bring. 25 names were given to me, all of them were employed. I secured employment, I secured approval for employment of 1,200 surveyors in the span of 3 to 4 years. And then don't forget, the entire FCDA population was about 1,000. So because I know they are going to give this to politicians during employment, I insisted, whoever they give these names, if they ask you to bring 10 names, let 6 be surveyors. Through that, I was able to employ 78 young, energetic surveyors. They are all working. I got plots. I was able to secure 360 hectares of land for FCDA staff, and we are just about 1,300. The meaning of that is each staff is going to have a house and a shop. This is in progress. I left office, but it's in progress. I got an approval as a director for every layout to be surveyed on ground before allocation. That has opened the space for surveyors. Work is going on, and I was the first person that posted over $1 billion to NIS National. And then these things are saying in the words of Peter Obi, they are verifiable. You can go to your site and verify this. My vision for NIS, I want to collaborate. I will work with the ESCO and council to take NIS to the next level. I want to collaborate with state branches and survey departments to make sure that we have domiciled GIS in survey departments, because this is one of our problems as surveyors. 2, I want to collaborate with the state branches and the survey departments to make sure that survey contents of engineering work is brought back to us. In the field of coming to AGM, our AGMs are expensive. We need to collaborate with these multifunctionals, especially those that are using survey products, to find a way for them to sponsor our AGMs. So these are part of the things I want to do. In the state branches, I still want to collaborate with them to give lectures to our students to catch them young, to improve our membership. As they said it, I want you to vote for me because I'm a firm believer in NIS. 100%. It is only when you believe in something that you work for is progress and prosperity. And this is who I am. Whoever knows me will tell you this one. A vote for me is a vote for putting my efforts in the fields I have worked to help the president move NIS to the next level. So a vote for me is a vote for progress, is a vote for integrity. Ask people that know me, as I said in the house of it, all these things are perfect. Thank you very much. Surveyor Shehu Aruna, fellow, you have the podium.
Distinguished past presidents, esteemed fellows and members of Nigeria Institution of Surveyors, I present myself here as a contestant for the post of VP National. I started my journey in this profession for over 40 decades now. During my student days, I participated actively in the surveying profession. I was the...
Please. Let's listen to him, please. Audience, please. We're almost getting there. I know this place is hot. We're almost getting there. Please, go ahead.
Sorry, I said earlier, I've been in the profession for the past 45 years. I started as an active member participating in the politics of the institution since 1981, when I was a student at Kaduna Polytechnic. I was the Vice Chairman, Financial Implementation Committee. Then, after my graduation, I went back to Niger State and got employed. During the year 2001, I was the 2000 to 2002, I was the treasurer of the Nigeria Institution of Surveyors, Niger State branch. Well, after that, my tenure, I have been serving and still serving in different committees at both national and state level. I became the chairman of our great institution, Niger State chapter, between the year 2008 and 2013. It was during that period that we initiated Chairman's Forum. It was that year that we initiated Chairman's Forum, which
Please, audience, please. We're almost there, please. We're almost there, please.
Okay, it was during my tenure as the chairman of our chapter that we initiated the Chairman's Forum, branch Chairman's Forum to our institution. It was during that period again that I was, in fact, during the period as chairman of Niger, we only had 5 registered surveyors in the state, but before my tenure expires, we rose to 25 registered surveyors. I'm always an advocate of younger surveyors.
1 more minute. 1 minute.
I was also a member of board of Fellows Screening Committee, member of National Ethics Committee, and they have been having my contribution to the institution. I've served and still serving, and if voted, I assure you, I will not fail you.
We go to the last in the series of the first presidential candidates. I call on Surveyor Professor Shuaibu M. Ade. You're welcome. 5 minutes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman of this. President of the institution. I am by name Surveyor Professor Shuaibu Mohammed Ade FNIS. I will take you through my constitutional responsibility. But first and foremost, the first item on the constitutional responsibility is to coordinate the activities of the state branch. Come along to think with me. You must have the credentials before you will be able to coordinate the state. Because you are going to deal with people of high integrity, professionals. But by my standing, I am a surveyor. I have first degree in surveying, second degree in surveying and geoinformatics, third degree in surveying and geoinformatics, and to crown it all, I'm a professor of surveying and geoinformatics. I'm not just a professor of surveying and geoinformatics with breakthroughs. First and foremost, I am a veteran councillor. I started being a council member during Atilola. I have seen 7 presidents as a councillor, 13 13 years as a councillor. I have the needed experience to guide all the state branches because I have seen many chairmen, I have seen many council reps in the council, and many of them we have been discussing, have been influencing decision at council. Secondly, I'm going to supervise the election at branch. I am a veteran INEC officer when it comes to election. I am going to develop a manual for election in NIS, and it's going to be a pragmatic change. As a professor, I'm going to prophesize. You have seen what Jega has done in this country. I'm going to do the same change or even better than that. Because I have the energy. I have the qualification. You are in safe hand with Professor Shaibu Ade. Because I am young, I have the time, I have the connection, I have the motivation. Then the third requirement is to be the chairman of membership committee. Don't forget, I have been if you look at the university setup, where you have crops of intellectuals, I was an exam officer, I was a registration officer, I was a project coordinator, I was a PG coordinator, I was a head of department, camp coordinator, initiated. In fact, during my time, I initiated camping from 100 level to 300 level. And my 400 level students were changed to field trip so that we have full training of the students. And students that I have all over. In fact, my students are all over and they are giving you the needed services. I will do that the same. And I have written a lot of lectures how to become a fellow. Because when I became a fellow, immediately I received the track down, the information, organized presentation by Bosuma and that I use extensively in developing the lecture, and I put it on all platforms. I have created a platform where I've been lecturing in my branch, and I share with you how to become members of this institution. And so, because of that information, I should be able to guide. The last but not the least is the issue of organizing AGM. In fact, you are going to see a clear change. As a young professor that has not reached 50 years of age, I have the energy. I have another professor in the house who I will join head with her. I have some associate professors who we are the engine room, because the moment you don't have the credentials, you cannot give what you don't have. We will give you a different outlook, because what you are seeing as a result of knowledge. And of course, in terms of representation, I am telling you on many occasions, I've been represented.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your patience. President is stepped out. Past President, I want to salute your patience and we appreciate your support thus far. We are at the threshold now where I want to take questions, but for want of time, I want to create your indulgence to limit the questions to just 3, 1 from this axis, 1 from this axis, and possibly 1 from this axis. And one person is entitled to just 1 question, not multiples of questions. So from here, 1. Anybody from here? 2. From this section? 3. Thank you. You are entitled to just 1 question, please.
Thank you so much. My question goes to Savio Mahmoud. You said we can verify this, and that you did employ so many persons. Can we verify if at least 4 or 5 persons that you employed are here? Secondly,
Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Your audience, please. Go ahead. Go ahead. My name is Surveyor Leslie Akiba, and I'm proud to tell you I'm the youngest fellow of the universe. You are welcome. So my question goes to our brothers from the north who are all contesting for the post of VP National. Audience, please. It is well understood fact that the position of VP National is too much instrumental to the growth of NIS. And I want you to use your expertise on the experience to tell us how you want to carry out a campaign to the north in making sure that our brothers in the north have a good practice. Thank you. Like today, I called 4 of my friends who are in my clan, and they could not attend the AGM because of finances. Okay. So I want to tell this house what you need to do special, the kind of strategy you have to go back and make practice rosy for our brothers, and at the same time making a robust finance contribution to our institution so that this NIS can grow further. Thank you very much.
The third question, the third person.
Thank you, audience. My question goes to the only professor we have on this team. You see, in the time past, as a professor, sir, what have you been able to do in reconciling issues in various states when it comes to the issue of either management or having problem in various states as being one of your duties, period.
Thank you. Our candidate. You have maximum of 2 minutes to respond to this question. If there are any questions directed at you at all. 2 minutes maximum. 2 minutes maximum. Was there any question to you? Maybe 2 minutes.
Thank you.
2 minutes to respond to the questions.
The question
maximum.
The question of improving private practice in the north is something that is systematic and also institutional. But to be fast and to be fast-track things, the Surveyors Council of Nigeria has already approved, as well as the National Assembly and the head of service has already approved the gathered notice 2020. In that gathered notice, it says that all survey activities that are not directly to government must be carried out by private practitioners. So what we are going to do is we are going to follow the states one by one. We have the clout to reach with the governors, discuss with the governors, and sit down with them and see how we can be able to fully implement that gathered notice. You cannot have it from bottom to top. It has to, because we have tried, it has to be from top to bottom. Thank you so much. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Transfer the mic to the next person.
Sorry, sir. I have 2 questions. So it means I'm giving 4 minutes.
Just no 2 minutes. Respond to them in 2 minutes.
No, I have 2 questions.
2 minutes. Your time is counting.
Okay. Sorry. The first question is on the issue of this verification. I said the surveyors that I employed, not only I employed them, I placed them properly. If you have spent 5 years before employment, when I employ, I give you level 9 or 10, as the civil service will say. And there are more than 4 here. The entire survey department is here. They can talk when you ask them there. After by 2 minutes, you can ask them to come up, you see them. The second question about survey practice in the north, in my manifesto, because I was giving just 2 minutes, what I have said was that, because in the north, the practice is in government offices, the state branches should liaise, we will work with the state branches to liaise with the survey generals in pushing the state, the survey practice. Because the work is in the survey generals. When I was survey general, I said I open up. What did I do? I tried to get approvals. I got approval that each land has to be surveyed on ground before allocation. By that, it has opened up. So the survey generals have to open up. They are the ones to work these things. Not that we don't have legislation. Legislation is there for years. Before the legislation comes, The legislation, that NIS legislation they are talking about 2020, there are 13 points there. Even before the legislation, 11 of it is being practiced in FCT.
Thank you. Transfer the mic to the next person.
Hello, great surveyors of our institutions. I'm so amazed when somebody asks that question. I've experimented it during my tenure and it works. Before I came on board in the year 2008, there were no practice in my state. So I have to collaborate with the stakeholders, especially the politicians. And a person in particular, I know some of us from the local testify. I'm always in contact with my permanent secretary, sensitizing of the importance and the laws guiding the principles of practice in Niger. In fact, before Adames, she behaved as a surveyor. She always called me whenever she has some problem pertaining to surveyor. And that is how we are able to make, to revive the practice in the north. The problem we are having, we are being relaxed. Sorry to say, the problem we are having from some of us, we have to be realistic this time around. When some of us are in the office, they feel the lights end there, which is not. Presently,
1 minute.
Sorry. Presently, I left the service for about 15 years now. And I did regret it. I retired voluntarily. 3 of my sons now, 2 are undergraduate, 1 has graduated as a surveyor. I did that not to go and join government work, because I discover I've experienced in both private and public and private organizations, and I feel private is the best. That if there should be a collaboration, synergy between ourselves and the politicians in particular, we strive by the grace of God. Yes.
Hello, I still remain as Surveyor Professor Shaibu Mohammed Ade. I'm telling you there is one adage in English. Use what you have to get what you want. I have trained number of students. Let me show you how pragmatic you can see the change. I single-handedly changed from land surveying department to surveying and geoinformatics. And that, what I'm talking about is human capital. Before you employ any graduate, there is a teacher behind that person. The person must be trained. When we have only 5 students in the class, when you change to surveying and geoinformatics, you are producing students in hundreds. By the time you develop the upstairs, those students will change the environment, because it is only when you have the right people with the right thinking that they will change. Secondly, development of curriculum. I developed a curriculum that changed the students, where we have postgraduate diploma, we have masters, and we have PhD. And so I connected the whole Nigeria in my school. Secondly, I told you there are proposals I planned that I will do when I become this. There will be proposal to National Assembly on the Ministry of Surveying and Geoinformatics. Secondly, accreditation issue. SACON need to track these students. Why we don't have students on ground is because our students are not participating in our activities, because you don't track them from 300 level. It is only when they finish you send list to SACON. Why don't you do like the engineering students? They track their students and medical students from 300 level, 400 level, 500 level. You will not have unethical issues in the state in terms of practice. Because you must have groomed the students. They have the necessary skills, they have the awareness, they have the information and the exposure to give you the result.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I must thank you once again for your patience. We are almost getting there. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Our candidates, please take it back. You are free, please, to go. Don't worry, please, go. Please, we are getting close to the end of the tourney. For the post of Deputy President, we have 3 contestants, and I want to call them one after the other, following the alphabetical order. I call on Surveyor Fagbamigbe OE, fellow Nigerian Institute of Surveyors. I call on Surveyor Ogunbadewa Adekunle, fellow. And I call on Surveyor Oyedokun, Surveyor Dr. Oyedokun Augustine, a fellow Nigerian Institute of Surveyors. You are welcome. Usher him here, please. Thank you. You are addressing the audience each for 5 minutes, and thereafter we will interact with you for another couple of minutes. I give the mic to Surveyor Fagbamigbe, MNI. Please, audience, please. Decorum.
Great surveyors of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the President, past President, the fellows and members of our institution, the beautiful swan, ladies and gentlemen. I am Surveyor Dr. Olatunde Ebenezer Fagbamigbe, a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Surveyors and alumni of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies. I'm a proud member of this profession and a lifelong servant of our great institution. I have served our institution at different levels, at the state level and at the national level. My commitment to the development and the growth of our institution and the members has been unwavering. My journey into leadership and service of our institution started when I was a student at the University of Lagos in 1985 as a member and an officer of the Survey Student Association. Through that, and over the years, I served at different levels, different offices at the state level. And the highest of it was when I became the Vice President in 2016. When I became the Vice President in 2016, I made some promises. But I want to tell you here today that in all this journey, I was able to do exactly all that I was given to do because I have an experience in the public service where I grew up to be the Deputy Surveyor General of Oyo State. I have a good experience in the private sector where I also have practiced for an upward of 18 years. And luckily, I have the academic and leadership training at the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, where I have have a training in governance, policy making, and policy actualization. All these has contributed into my ability, and it has provided me with to lead our institution at a time like this. I will just tell you a few things of what I have done in the past. Exactly 9 years ago, I stood before you here and I solicited for your support to give me the chance to serve as the Vice President National. You did. And that time, one of the promises I made was that I will transform the face of our AGM. Why did I make that promise? It was because at that time, our AGM, especially the hall.
1 more minute, sir.
Just put a cool. At that time, when we were served, because I became the Vice President in 2016 in Oshogo. At that time, we were always have small shops in takeaway bags, and we will eat it where we are and drop the papers on the ground. The whole place will be littered up. I promised I was going to change that, and by the time I became the Vice President in 2017, and I organized the AGM in Bayelsa, I started serving food, and with food I said, thank you so much. That was one thing I innovated. That was my innovation I introduced. And I said, we cannot eat where we are sitting, where we are having meeting. I created a separate place for eating. Today, it has become a legacy in NIS.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Membership enrollment.
Thank you, sir.
By the time I became a Vice President.
Hello, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Let's listen to Ogbadeo Adekunle Fellow.
Am I?
Thank you very much. Great surveyors. Great surveyors. The president of NIS, the past president here present, the chairman of the electoral committee, and the members of the same committee. I stand before you this evening. I am Surveyor Kunle Ogunbadewa, a fellow of the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors. I principally come to seek your support so that if you vote me in and become the next deputy president of this institution, you will never regret it. Why? I started climbing the ladder of survey profession from the base. I went to survey school, basic, 81, 82, to the University of Lagos, back to Ogun State University for computer science. My major duty when I become when you graciously vote me to become your deputy president, the first thing is my loyalty to the institution, totally to the institution, and my responsibility, as stated in the Constitution, is my responsibility to the president on seat. I will collaborate with the president, assist him to run his program in order to achieve the real opportunity that will move the profession forward.
it is not out of place to say that I will listen to him, listen to instructions, carry out his functions with diligent service, and also let him make sure that we build an institution that will stand the test of time, irrespective of any struggle we may have come across. Let me go back to my activities and my proven ability in the past. I was a two-time chairman of Ogun State branch. I don't talk much, but I'm a man of action. During my tenure as the chairman of Ogun State branch, 2008 to 2004, the state branch was, Ogun State branch was the first state in the states in the federation that bought a brand new bus for the institution. The records are there. Collaborating with the people at the helms of our affairs. The House of Representatives, the House of Assembly, as well as the Deputy Governor. I went there because of major jobs that were piling up and the government was not able to do. We liaised with them and they approved that some professionals in the state can take over the job, and most of them we got the job from the government. So job creation will not be the problem for me. I will make sure that we create a lot of jobs for surveyors to practice, not only in cadastral but in other fields of exploration. That will be collaboration with the president as well as other members of the executive. If you vote me in as the president, definitely I will become the president. I mean, as the deputy president, I will become the president of this institution. And some of my priorities will be to mapping policy of the nation, which a past president of the United started, may so rest in perfect peace. It went through and I got approval of the House of Representatives, but unable to get the approval, the endorsement of the Senate because the legislative cycle expired. We can still assume that and continue to make sure that we actually possess it and get to where we actually want to.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Once again, I'm a man of, I have destination. Kindly follow me and take me to the level of situation. Thank you, sir.
Please hand over the microphone to Surveyor Dr. Yedokun Abiodun. Let's listen to him for the next 5 minutes. Your time is up.
Mr. President, fellows of Nigerian Institute of Surveyors, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, great surveyors, I stand before you today to seek your mandate for the position of Deputy President of this great institution. I am Surveyor Dr. Oyedokun Augustine Abiodun, FNIs. I have PhD in geomatic engineering, geodesy option. I am somebody who believes in action and I'm result oriented. I have served at the state level as public secretary, council rep, vice chairman and chairman of the state. So I understand the terrain very well at the state level. At the national level, I have served as financial secretary national and vice president national. I understand that terrain also very well. I'm going there, I will also prove that I'm a master of the terrain. When I was financial secretary during the time of past president Michael, past president Sobiato Iwela was the vice president national at that time. Through my support, we were able to have a surplus
of 7 million after AGM through my support. The ESCO commended me. I was given recommendation letter, and the ESCO in their magnanimity gave me a sharp photocopier as a reward. Past President Ebola is here, is a living witness. Because during that period for a whole year, there was no chief accountant. I doubled as chief accountant based on my experience as a former staff of audit department, and I did the work wonderfully well. As Vice President National, on the 2 occasions we had AGM, I was able to in any occasion, and there is need for us to take decision. If I cannot consult him immediately, and if there is urgency in making that decision, I will be guided by the Nigerian Institute of Surveyors Constitution. As the Deputy President, it is our duty to raise funds. I'm going to assure that we raise funds for the institution. I have done this before. For those of us that completed their program from Federal Polytechnic Kado, I raised funds for Federal Polytechnic Kado Alumni Association. We built 3 buildings and 2 blocks of hostel, and the 2 hostels, they are source of revenue generation for the school. Presently, you can verify. Because of my transparency and honesty, the school made me through ICPC appointed me as the chairman of Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit.
One more minute.
The position I will give next year. I will make sure that every spending in the NIS is accountable for. I will introduce 2 instruments, financial guidelines, and another one is budget, yearly budget, to control our expenses. I will empower the young surveyors. I've been doing that. I've done that on many occasions. We are going to establish an insurance scheme for the elderly ones.
Thank you all. Time for questions. We will still take 3. 1 from this end. One, 2, 3. Come out. Okay. You want to ask question? Okay. Ask your own first. Observation. Okay, I'm coming. Excuse me. Where's the guy with the roving mic? I'm coming, please. Where's the guy with the roving mic, please? Roving mic. Where's the young man now?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Electoral Committee, past president, president here present, and members. I have an observation.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
My observation is the fact that my name is David, Surveyor David Elegbede from Lagos State. And my observation is the fact that if you check our constitution, you will see that this particular position is a position that is president in waiting.
Okay.
I feel that while you have taken more questions in other positions, this is very critical. You have given enough time for them to disturb us on the WhatsApp, and we are mentally ready. This is an institutional business. I want to plead with you that you should allow more questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. It's noted. Already I'm doing that because I've counted 3 and I'm allowing past president to ask questions. Another person there making 5. Do you want it more? Let's go democratic. How many do you want? 10. 10. Oh. 5. 5 carried the day. So we have 3 before. Number 1, number 2, number 3, sir. That's one man number 3 here before. Where's the guy from here before? I can see you are coming. Okay, no, not you, not you. There's one number 3 here before. Who is that person from here?
I'm already here.
Okay, it's gone. Okay, so please come. Number 5, number 6. So give it to Oga. Let him speak before you, please. You will speak next, please. Sorry, you will speak next.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I stand on existing protocol. Hello, surveyors. I stand on existing protocol, and my question is to each. Can you please listen?
Audience, please. Audience, please. Go ahead, sir.
My question is to each and every one of the 3 contestants. If you are elected
Deputy President,
the Deputy President, you will be the President in waiting, and you will become the leader of our institution. The question is this: when you are elected, how will you collaborate and establish synergy with the President, so that you will establish continuity in office? And added to that, when you become president, how will you relate to your deputy president, so that there will be synergy, continuity in office? Thank you.
To our number 1 now. Straight to the question, please.
My name is Surveyor Ohanyiri Crescent Okoma, KSM FNIS, from Imo State. What the brother Kunle Ogumbadewa and other contestants, I want to drop a question for them.
Make it snappy, please. Make it snappy, please.
Sorry.
Make it snappy, please.
We know that when you are elected into the prestigious position of our deputy president of our institution, you will later translate to be the president. And somebody that will occupy this kind of esteemed position need to be upright in character and integrity. I want you to tell us, how are you going to bring integrity, character integrity, that is what I'm talking about, in this our association, free from any insinuation, free from any debt? I don't want to go into details, but I want people to talk about character integrity when you are elected into this position.
I remain Jonathan Abiodun Akikumi from Oyo State, MNIS, Surveyor. Now, it is obvious that any one of you elected as deputy president tomorrow will actually become the president of this our noble profession. If we look at the past records, the Southwest and little part of South are practicing this our profession very well. There are some states that doesn't practice well. The percentage of their practice is very, very low. And the IGR from that state also is very, very low. Please,
your question.
We need
your question.
How are you going to make a change in that area?
Thank you. The next.
Thank you, Mr. President. My question goes to Surveyor Ogumbadewa. He made mention of mapping policy. I want to know how you are going to do it, because the mapping policy is not a tea party, and this organization, this association, need a mapping policy. Please let us know
how we do it. Okay, for the last one. We will take 2 minutes. How many minutes do we give them to respond? 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes have it.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Every other protocol duly observed. My name is Prince Wokocha from River State. My question goes to my guy with a suit, white suit.
Okay.
It is on record that between 2019 and 2021, which is Oka AGM and Abuja AGM, it is on record that those AGM were the best in recent times, in times of organization. I want to be very frank.
Your question.
It is also on record that within this period, the Executive Council helped us to resolve the issue of legal tussle that was seized with us. And I believe that if that was not resolved, by today, we would not have been here. Now, my question therefore is, sir, you have served as national president.
VP national.
The VP national. And it is your duty to organize AGM. Now, the question is, you saved the money for NIS within this period. How did you do it? Because it means that if you have saved money for that position, you also save for being the president. Thank you.
Thank you. Come, please. Come, give it to him. As the last person. We can sleep here even. the heat is over for me as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you, my chairman.
Yes, sir.
My question goes to all the candidates.
All the candidates know the question?
Please, sir. I don't know, just during the outgoing ESCO, we are able to lay down the issue of review of our survey laws, consisting the Enabling Act, Survey Coordination, and Land Use Acts. And as well, even the mapping policy. We are able to have collaboration with the National Assembly. We have made off a submission to the National Assembly for taking this bill off. As potential presidents, 3 of you sitting there, what do you think you can do within these 4 years that you'll be in office to see that those our laws has become, the review of our laws has become reality? Thank you.
So please, the responses in sequence, starting from Fagwanibe. 3 minutes maximum, please. 3 minutes. Do you have to agree to 3 minutes maximum?
Thank you. The first question by our past president, Atilola, on how we will synergize with the president. One thing is, when you know your position as the deputy president, and you give credence to your president to deputize for him, not ruling by your own and proving equality with your president. Submitting yourself to his leadership is the beginning of peaceful coexistence. And then offering whatsoever you have as wisdom to him to preside over. You know, proving equality sometimes is what brings problem. And I, as a person, am ready to support the president to achieve in his tenure. I'm ready, even if I have wisdom, if I have connection, I'm ready to submit it under his leadership. And that, I believe that's the way we can have peaceful coexistence and synergize our administration to get the best for the institution. The second person talk about integrity and character. Yeah, integrity and character talks about how you comport yourself and how you carry out your duties. In fairness, in transparency, and in consideration of how it affects the other person. Definitely, this will be observed. The third question is about in those areas where we are not having income, where the practice is not good. The best thing to do is to encourage practice and to develop it in those states where the practice is minimal or non-existent. We will collaborate with the leaders there to encourage private practice and to develop it in the area. From there, we can begin to have something accrue to the institution. And then the last one that concerns me is about the last
1 more minute, sir.
The last question. Yes, in my manifesto, in the ones I circulated, I said I was going to use my connections outside the Soviet community to handle some challenges facing our institution. Yes, we have some connections outside the Soviet community. We need to synergize with the political class. We need to relate with the political class so that we can get things done in our favor. Staying on our own, relating only with ourselves as surveyors alone, will not get us exactly what we want. We need to relate with the outside world. We need to relate with the political class so that we can get exactly what we want. If I become by the grace of God, I will do this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm here before you again. I will start with a question asked by past presidents, which, based on how do you relate with the president and vice versa. Without unity, understanding, and service of love, even within your, if all members of the executive are from the same family, it cannot work. If we have to establish moral support for one another, the Constitution has actually spelled out the processes. You cannot ask the deputy president, I cannot do the work of the president without his consent. Otherwise, I'm running a parallel government with it. And it can happen to anybody. If you do my job without assigning it to you, I will feel somehow. So we have to build unity among all the officers and forget whatever differences we might have had. Secondly, character. Character is defined as a mental and moral qualities distinguishing an individual. You can't get it to buy. You don't get character to buy. You have to build it right from child to adult so that you get used to it. I want to actually believe that when the administration commences, you will find that there used to be some sharp dichotomy between the policy of the president while the vice president and some other officers are not in support. It's not supposed to be. We need to build an administration that will stand the test of time. Review of survey laws and law acts, as well as mapping policy, is not an easy thing like somebody has asked, but it's nothing that you have the mind of achieving that you cannot achieve. Like I said the other time, a past president started the mapping policy. And if the tenure of the legislative at that time has not ended, we could have achieved something better. But we can still exhume it and go ahead with it. Lastly, on the open opportunities. When we deal or dwell into other aspects of survey practice apart from cadastral, there must be creation of jobs. There must be enough creation of jobs for surveyors to take over and get busy with. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The first question has to do with continuity and synergy between the president and the deputy president. The president and the deputy president must work harmoniously for the progress of the institution. The president wants the progress of the institution. That is why he is the president. And the deputy is also there to work for the progress of the institution. The two of them must collaborate. And the president must carry along the deputy president in whatever he is doing. The same thing with the deputy president. And when there is a policy or an idea, the president must engage wider consultation. The same thing with the deputy president, because they are for each other, they are to advise each other, and they are to be guided by the constitution for continuity of projects, so that another regime will not come and discard the good project. What they need to do is, during the AGM, they present their good project to the Congress and move a motion for the adoption for continuity. Once the House adopts that project for continuity, no regime can come and disregard the instruction of the House. The second question is the uprightness and character of a leader, the president. You see, the president, as a president, you must show good example. If you are corrupt, people under you will corrupt. You will corrupt. And there will be tendency for them to be corrupt, and you cannot have control over them because they have your secrets. So, and that is why it is very, very important for the president to be upright, transparent, and operate an open administration.
One more minute,
administration. Now, I will answer the last question on AGM. On that AGM, I was able to save money for NIS with the permission of my president that time, past president Alabo Sidishas. You see, what I do is that buying of bags, help materials for AGM, we go directly to the source. Directly to the source, we don't use third party. We don't use third party because if you are not careful, you will have emergency contractor and supplier. We go directly to the source, we buy, and we are able to save money. And mind you, when this issue of bag, we present it to the council. 3 bags they will select, and my president will say go and bring the bags. And when we bring the bags, the president will say I am not going to pay until the executive secretary confirm that we have purchased the right one. It is then we give instruction.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Here we are. We've heard from them. We've interacted with them. I say you are welcome. You can go. Announcement. The election is coming up here tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. From 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. 2 minutes after 4 p.m. you may not be honored again. Please let us come and take our time. The fellows will come in through here and stay here. Other members will come in from the back and sit here. We will do the accreditation here and vote and get exit through that. Thank you for your patience. Thank you all. Can we say the closing prayer by reciting the 3rd stanza of our national anthem? I lead and I will pray that you follow. O God of all creation, grant this one our request. Help us to be the nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty Nigeria may be blessed. Our family may be blessed. NIS may be blessed. Enugu State shall be blessed as well. Good night. Happy night rest. Thank you for your patience all through. We appreciate your support. God bless you.
Where is that? Okay, yeah. We need to do some work before we go.
Candidates and their supporters are reminded that campaign closes by 11:59 p.m. 11:59 p.m. so that our system and our phone can have some peace.
Our elders, our professors are here. We have Professor Emeritus Professor F.A. Fajamirokun. You are welcome, sir. With him, we have Professor Olujide Kufoni. Sir, we are welcome, Prof. And also by Emeritus, let me again recognize our elders. Our professors are here. We have Professor Emeritus Professor F.A. Fajamirokun. You are welcome, sir. With him, we have Professor Olujide Kufoni. Sir, we are welcome, Prof. And also by Emeritus left-hand side is Professor Joel Igbokwe. Then, with us, I have Nja from University.